This is what Minnesota looks like. I said it earlier, fuck these cameras. I'm not here for y'all. But the fact that you aren't here, sir, shows me that you're willing to lead by example. Everyone say by example.
By example.
There's two ways we gonna play this game, pimp. We were nice. This brother was a nurse. Now they're willing to kill our nurses. So when you go back to Capitol Hill, tell them I said it. If they bring their asses here, fucking with us, it's gonna get worse. But what we're choosing to do, everyone say choosing to do. Say it with your chest, say choosing to do. What we're choosing to do is we're choosing to be civil. That's what happens in America. Every morning I'm here, bro. We have said the Pledge of Allegiance with our hand over our heart. We love this country, but we ain't fighting for the bullshit. Okay? One thing that I will say to you, man, in front of all these people. You got kids?
I got family.
You got family. I got kids. Who got kids? Raise your hand. All right. So at some point, we are going to have to give our kids something. We was out here the other day, 29 degree negative. But we out here, right?
Yes.
All right. So if we out here with 40-degree negative heat, my friend, I want you. We out here now. So I want you to go back to Capitol Hill, and I want you to tell them you spoke directly to me. You spoke directly to someone that's on the ground. My name is Michael Wilson. Common spelling, M-I-C-H-A-E-L Wilson. You're cold, I'm cold, but brother, I love you. Our job in this country is to protect from enemies foreign and domestic. One thing I guarantee my life for, going forward, now that I got you here.
Yes.
Every single day I'm out here with the Pledge of Allegiance. Every single day I'm going to do a nurse roll call. We got any registered nurses out here? Nurses?
I'm a nurse assistant.
All right.
Hey, that counts.
Now, I got nurses out here, bro.
Engineer.
Hey.
From Chicago.
This is what you, and not saying you, because I know what side you're on. But I want you to leave here with hope.
Yes.
I want you to go back and tell them I left here with hope. I spoke to a young man. He put his heart on the table, but we put our hearts on the table. You know why? Because, sir, we give a fuck. And because we do it because we love our country. We do it because it's the right thing to do. But more importantly, this young man could have saved 10 to 20,000 lives in his lifetime. Come on now. So whatever y'all choose to do, I'm gonna talk to the cameras like I did earlier, because I didn't even come out here to speak. But now that we got these cameras out here for your live feeds, we're not gonna be negative. But thank you, sir. This means a lot to me.
It means a lot to me what you're doing.
So whatever you need.
And your story is there?
I'm the Jamaican.
It takes a lot.
No, you shouldn't.
It takes a
And
lot
thank God
to
you're not a police
unite
officer.
the NRA and Greg Abbott and other major conservative forces in this country against the Trump administration and the way they're doing immigration enforcement. The First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and the Fourth Amendment have all been violated by the way that they are carrying this out. And people saw it clear as day, and that's why they responded this way. And the president, who I think most of the time has better instincts than Stephen Miller or Kristi Noem, could see this for what it was and knows that there has to be a change in course. But this rush to come out and say, again, like Renee Good, that he's a domestic terrorist.
You're rushing too. You've clearly arrived at a conclusion before an investigation.
Based on watching all of the video, and the president.
Have you seen the body cam video? I was unaware you had the body cam.
You know what? It's going to exonerate all the agents. You're completely right. Stephen Miller saying an assassin tried to murder federal agents, and this is your response. And J.D. Vance retweeting it says something about where this administration is and how they're considering it before and after the murder of Alex Preddy. And this will go down in history as a turning point for this. Greg Bovino wouldn't be leaving tomorrow if an innocent person wasn't killed. And the double standards that are being employed for how you have to behave versus how these agents have to behave is mind-boggling to me.
I just want to bat down some of these attacks coming out of MAGA on Alex Preddy. First, they're trying to say he's gay. He wasn't gay. He's been married. He's no reports whatsoever that he's gay, but they're trying to say that, and it's ridiculous that it even matters, but it doesn't matter. It only matters to them, because to them it's okay to kill gay people. This is Old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. It's just every aspect of this, MAGA just gets it wrong. and shows you who they are. First, they say, you've seen it all over social media. Don't bring a gun to a protest. I'd never brought a gun to a protest. Bullshit. You lionized Kyle Rittenhouse, and they were pointing guns at people at that protest. So, yeah, bullshit. I call bullshit. You were never about the Second Amendment. You just repeated what your masters told you. And now they're telling you guns are bad, so you're repeating guns are bad. Alex Preddy wasn't at a protest. This happened in Whittier. Alex Preddy's home. He was right around the corner from his home. He was walking through his neighborhood on his day off. Not at a protest. No. He heard a bunch of commotion. He's an ICU nurse. He was trying to direct traffic. They said, well, he didn't comply. If you comply, and that's the thing, comply or die is what the message they're trying to send. He did comply. He was directing traffic. They told him to stand to the side of the road. He did. He did nothing until, his murder wasn't the first crime of the day. An agent walked up and assaulted that woman. What you saw when that woman hit the ground, that was assault. Yeah. That was assault. That agent assaulted that woman, and Alex Preddy tried to help her up. That was it. He was walking through his own neighborhood on his day off. Because MAGA's trying to say, well, if he'd have been at work earning a paycheck like I was, he wouldn't have been shot. Well, you know what? Everybody that posted that statement, Alex Preddy has a much better job than. Had a much better job than. I promise you, if they have jobs at all. Folks, just everything about this. No, the man was not, they called him a terrorist and all this. No, he was walking through his neighborhood. Wasn't at a protest. None of that shit is true. None of it. They're just filth. We are not the same. We are not the same.
Get the fuck off me!
That's my husband!
I have done nothing at all! My name is Matthew James! Overtime Allen! I have done nothing at all! You're gonna have to kill me! You're gonna have to kill me! I have done nothing at all! I have done nothing at all! My name is Matthew James! Obadiah Allen! I'm a United States citizen! If you kill me on the street! You're gonna kill me! That's what you want? You wanna kill me? You wanna kill me on the street? You're gonna have to fucking kill me! I have done nothing wrong!
Let it out. Let it out.
No!
Let it out. Let it out. Let it out.
Dad, please!
I got you.
No!
I got you. I got you. I'm Mike. What's your name? What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. We're with you.
Sarah Allen, please. That's my husband, Matt Allen.
Okay.
We were just running away from the gas. That's all we were doing.
Where is scene right now.
He's being arrested by ICE.
Okay, we're gonna take care of him. Can I get you inside? What's your husband's name?
His name is Matthew James Obadiah Allen.
Matthew James Obadiah Allen. Write that down. Matthew James, we're not gonna let him get lost. It's gonna be fine.
No! Fuck you! Stop! Look out! Damn! Just chill.
Okay.
I'm fine. I didn't breathe anything. I'm just angry. I'm 7 years old. Fucking angry. Oh, fuck off. I think I'll need it, but we'll try it.
Wow. What a scene in an American city in 2026 in Minneapolis.
We certainly should not be labeling him as being a domestic terrorist who is going to execute cops. There is no evidence to support that.
Chris, any comment on the detention centers that look very much like concentration camps? You run concentration camps while you're taking a photo op with a baby. You're running concentration camps while you're taking a photo op with a baby. Shame. Have you no shame? Have you no shame? Have you no shame? You run open air. There is nothing worse than someone who uses a baby as a political tool while taking babies away from families. You cannot use a baby as a political tool while you take away the rights of families. How dare you? How dare you? Christy Noem, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you have the audacity to hold a child as you separate children from their families? You have separated numerous families. You should have shame. 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 Christy Noem, have you no shame? You run concentration camps. You are the modern day SS. You run the Gestapo.
Shame on you, Christy Noem.
Shame on you, Christy Noem. Shame on you for being a baby as a prop. Shame on you. Shame on you for using babies as you separate families. Shame on you. You can't use these babies as political toys. You can't use these as political toys. Do you have any reaction to someone? Christy Noem. Shame on you. Have you no shame? How can you use children? How can you use children as a photo op while separating children? How can you separate children and use that photo op? Have you no shame? You separate millions. You detain people in open air concentration camps. You should be ashamed of yourself. Have you no shame? Your filler is migrating. Your filler is migrating. Have you no shame? You use a baby while you separate countless families. Have you no shame? Christy Noem, abolish ICE. You should resign, Christy Noem. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Christy Noem, my name is Gustav. You have no shame. You have absolutely no shame. You will be seen as a war criminal. You are a disgusting person who... Have you no? on doing that.
ICE raided a kindergarten class to detain a 5-year-old boy. His teacher blocked the door. They arrested her for obstruction. This judge went furious.
We possessed a valid removal order for the minor subject. The educator in charge refused to release custody and physically blocked the classroom entrance. She was detained for interfering with a federal enforcement operation.
I wasn't obstructing justice. I was doing my job. I stood in that doorway because a 5-year-old was sleeping behind it. I have protected those kids for 20 years. I'd stand there again. You don't bring guns into my classroom.
Let me be very clear. You marched armed agents into a kindergarten. You traumatized children to serve a warrant that could have waited. That is not enforcement. That is gross negligence. I am reporting this incident to the DOJ for immediate investigation. Get out of my court.
Excuse me, Senator. My name is Stella. I want to ask, do you support ICE taking working people off the streets and kidnapping them?
Dude.
Fuck ICE! The 350, you saw you walking down the what you were doing?
Secretary Noem and the Trump administration, they're instead asking you to give up your belief in your own senses and instead hand over your belief into anything that they say. Look at it for yourself, and what you will see is an innocent man being executed in the street.
We are under a violent siege in Minnesota right now, and I mean that literally. And I need you all to do me a favor. I need you to stop focusing on just what ICE is doing and how bad it is and start focusing on how they're doing it. They're changing their tactics and strategies rapidly now more than ever and finding ways to blend in, finding ways to operate faster and attempt to outmaneuver us and otherwise be able to use new suppression tactics to bait people out and to be able to basically crush any resistance. The majority of agents are no longer concerned with wearing face masks whatsoever. They've traded them out for baseball caps and sunglasses, beanies and sunglasses, beanies with pom-poms on the end of them, especially for female-presenting agents. They've started switching the clothing that they're wearing from tactical gear to hoodies with canvas or utility jackets over them, puffy jackets. They started wearing colored buffs from North Face, from REI. They've switched to wearing blue jeans and khaki. They're minimalizing the amount of camo that they're wearing, tactical gear or grayscale like coloration within their clothing. It's important to note all these things because they're trying to blend in with the Midwest, not just prepare for the cold weather, but blend in as all of us. They're starting to disguise themselves as Uber drivers, maintenance workers, construction workers, student drivers. They're contracting out with local businesses so that way they can use their vehicles. We documented a report of them starting to use like a vehicle from a local plumbing business that has all the decals and stuff on it of that business. That way it looks as though it isn't ICE at all. They're using handicap parking passes. They're starting to load more things on their dashes. They're using high visibility vests. They're throwing Gatorade bottles, stuffed animals, whatever they can up on the dash in order to make it look like it's a civilian vehicle. Even more critical to be aware of, they're starting to wear orange whistles on them too, blending in with the crowd. We know already that they're in our rapid response chats, but it looks like they've started to infiltrate themselves within places where protests are happening and like responder teams that are out on corners and stuff. They could be starting to send us false information, but we do know they're starting to use the information that we're sending into the chats in order to be able to quickly move to different locations and otherwise continue to play this cat and mouse chase. As of today, I got a report from a local elementary school that they've identified the fact that ICE agents have started sending out emails to families, letting them know that they are willing to go and help with like food services and stuff for those that need it. The school has been directing to parents and kids that they should only go through the school's social workers, but the fact that ICE is trying to bait people out and use that as a method for being able to abduct them is incredibly concerning. I need you all to make this go viral. I need you to make sure that every community out there that ICE might target knows how they are adapting, because they are ingraining themselves in all of our groups, including our rapid response groups already. They are trying to infiltrate, they're trying to instigate, they're trying to feed us false information. Our best chance of beating them is to outnumber them and outpace them and make sure that every time they adapt, we adapt quicker. This isn't just an immigration enforcement operation. This is infiltration and preparation for a full-scale suppression effort, and you need to start preparing.
ICE shot a mother in the face. ICE kidnapped a 5-year-old boy. ICE executed a man in broad daylight on our streets just this morning. It's time to tear down this secret police force and replace it with an agency that actually is going to focus on public safety. We need to impeach Kristi Noem. We need to prosecute agents who've abused their power. We have to haul these masked men before Congress so the world can see their faces. We should be cracking down on the cartels, not our communities. We should be prosecuting gang members, not small business owners. We should be hunting down human traffickers, not moms and babies.
We are once again seeing the ultra-right-wing fascist thugs in this administration running wild, and it should result in a firing. Sending in Tom Homan doesn't even come close to getting the job done. Sending Caroline Leavitt with a different pack of lies to paper over the other lies doesn't come close to making up for it. So if the audience of one is listening, and if it's propagandists on Fox who watch this program and record this program and sometimes play clips of this program on Fox, if they want to clip something, clip this. Donald Trump, you are responsible for all of this. The only thing that works this week is if you fire Stephen Miller. The only thing that works this week is if you fire Kristi Noem. The only thing that works this week is if you fire Greg Bovino, aka Little Hitler. Little Hitler needs to go. His little ass, his munchkin ass needs to go. Follow the yellow brick road out the fuck of Minneapolis, Greg Bovino.
You see what happened in Minneapolis. Yeah. You see everything that happened, and it is, it's sad and fascinating that no matter how many angles come out, no matter what people are watching, no one's really changing their position. And I think one of the main reasons is that there are many people that are trying to argue the legality, and everyone else is trying to argue the morality. You know?
All right, let's talk about Greg Bovino being demoted. He didn't get fired, he got demoted. Is that a victory? Yeah, it's a victory. Let's not downplay it. That's a victory. Let's also recognize that this victory is primarily because of the people of Minnesota, the people of Minneapolis, not backing down. Over the last couple weeks, I know because I was there for 2 weeks straight. I've only been home for 3-4 days. I was in Minneapolis for 2 weeks straight. And what I learned about the people of Minneapolis is they won't be intimidated. Please understand that the goal of ICE and Border Patrol over the last couple weeks has been to intimidate the people of Minneapolis, but not just the people of Minneapolis. It has been to intimidate the people of America. Minneapolis has been ground zero for this fight against ICE, this fight against Border Patrol. Donald Trump is rolling back his rhetoric. Donald Trump is backing down a little bit. And that's a small victory, but I want to caution everybody. It's not a victory. You see, in a war, you got battles. You can win a battle and you can still lose the war. You can lose a battle, you can still win the war. This is a battle victory. We have won a battle because we didn't back down when they tear gassed us. We didn't back down when they pepper balled us. We didn't back down when they murdered people in broad daylight and lied to our faces about what we saw on video. We didn't back down. So we have won a battle, and Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and Stephen Bannon and all his fucking cronies, they're trying to figure out how do we continue our mission but save ourselves from this fucking war that we're losing, because the war of public opinion Donald Trump is losing. You got Republicans. The gubernatorial candidate of Minnesota came out and said, I quit. I don't agree with the Republican Party. That's how unpopular the Republican Party is. But don't be confused. This entire thing that's been happening is a product of white supremacy. White supremacy is not gone. Donald Trump is not backing down from his white replacement theory ideology that's got all these people supporting him. This is not a war that we won, just a battle. Yeah, Greg Bovino is a tiny dick fucking Nazi motherfucker, but he's only one of them. Donald Trump's not quitting. He's just reorganizing.
Here is Caroline Levitt asked, does the president believe that the killing of Preddy was a mistake? Notice that she doesn't say what they said after the killing of Renee Good. It was perfect. It was unfortunate, but it's what had to happen. The agents are the victims. Levitt says, we're reviewing it. This is a very different thing than awesome killing, good job.
Does the president believe that the killing, though, was a mistake? Has he expressed that at all?
Again, the president has said, we have to review it, and this investigation needs to continue, and he's letting the facts on the investigation lead itself.
Wow. She doesn't say, of course the shooting was justified. She doesn't say, of course the shooting was necessary. She doesn't say the agents acted perfectly. She says, well, we have to review it. I am interpreting that as bureaucratic speak for this is completely toxic politically, and I have no idea how to defend this shit. That's my interpretation of what Caroline Levitt is saying. And when your own press secretary won't enthusiastically defend your own enforcement operation, it's a signal. And this is the key political problem for Donald Trump. As we said earlier, immigration would be his signature issue: order, toughness, and decisive action. And what voters are seeing is chaos, lethal force in civilian spaces, and a government that is completely out of control.
A personnel change by the Trump administration in Minnesota. The top controversial chief involved in much of this, a Customs and Border Patrol official named Greg Bovino, is, according to the Wall Street Journal's new reporting crossing late today, leaving Minnesota immediately. The Journal reporting he'd emerged as the public face of Trump's immigration enforcement activity in the state. He'd accompanied agents on operations, and this is widely interpreted as a vote of no confidence in what he's done recently, if not overall. Bovino was an official who had claimed prior to any fact-finding that he thought Preddy wanted maximum damage and to massacre law enforcement. To be clear, these are the kind of statements that if a random person made them about another person in America, you could easily end up in a defamation case. This, of course, is coming with the authority of the federal government. And the videos flatly contradicted that. So unless we got more fact-finding or new reporting, it would already seem to be a false statement. Whether it was made recklessly or knowingly would be the legal standard.
Say sorry to all your viewers. You may not make the story, but you have a responsibility to freaking call it out, man. You caused this! Fox News caused this! He's right! You better get back on that camera. I just said fuck Fox News! You're putting a spin on it as if it's not what it is! It's fucking murder! One of them had lights on, the very last one. We have the justice in
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Good afternoon. It's 12:10 p.m. here in the Pacific time zone here in beautiful, the outer rim of Las Vegas, as I like to call it, out here on Boulder Highway. It's 12:10. The temperature right now is 58 degrees. High today of 62. Overnight low of 33. Getting a little nippy on the overnight lows here in Las Vegas. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm over an hour late of my scheduled start time of 11. I'm gonna have to start an hour earlier on putting the working on those intros, because I started at a little after 9 this morning. Figured that almost 2 hours. That should give me, well, I need more than that. Well, I need more time than that. But it's so time consuming getting all those and that. And believe me, today was a long one. It was a 30-minute. I usually try to keep it around 20 or 21. Today it was 30, and believe me, that was pared down from probably over an hour's worth of stuff that I had. So anyhow, all good stuff though. I think it's important stuff to get out there. These visuals of what's going on in our country today, what's going on in Minnesota, but it's not just Minnesota. That ICE is everywhere. They're even going to go to fucking Italy now. I didn't know ICE could do that. Apparently, according to Parnas there, what's his name, Aaron. Apparently, they're going to go to Italy. Italy is saying, "Well, we don't need you." I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's a weird thing that's going on in our country right now. Really, really super weird. And hopefully, we can rid ourselves of the weirdness as soon as possible, ASAP. Anyhow, I can see Belfast Bob is here. John Glad's here. I'm glad to see John Glad. I'm going back to the beginning of the chat. I know way earlier, I think I saw Jolie and Sandy like at 3 a.m. or something. I don't know. But then that disappeared from the thing here. Jim's here. Hello, Jim. Victor Harshman, apparently going back and forth between me and Brian, I guess. I don't know. Barney Balcom's here. James Jaramillo was here. These you guys posted these probably over an hour ago. So. Barney Balcom says Boss Brian's doing good work. I don't like the tone of the show. I guess it's like art; it's all subjective. Well, I'm glad you guys. You have a choice, and I love Boss Brian. I think he's great. I've got him on my TV right now. I've been having it run, while I was sitting here playing that intro. Aaron West is here. Hello, Aaron. Good to see you. Sandy Foltz. There's Sandy. I know Sandy was in earlier, and there's a $1 super sticker. Thank you, Sandy. Yippee to you. Thank you so much. I'll give you that thumbs up and the heart. I do appreciate you. DPD is here. Hello, DPD. Good to see you. Let's see. Barney Malcolm waiting for the clips. And I apologize. I'm going to have to start at like 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock to put those clips together, because it's just I just don't have enough time to do it. If I start at 9, I'm gonna have to start at 8 now, I guess. Somewhere, everyone's like, "Where's Trucker John?" Anna Moore is here. Hello, Anna. Good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, we have Aaron West. Thank you, Aaron, for being here. DPD. I'm just sort of skimming down. And I know these are way a long time ago. Belfast Bob says, I'm 8 hours in the future, but it's against time Lord rules to give out lottery numbers. Oh, okay. Damn those rules. DPD says, I made peanut butter coconut macadamia nut chocolate chip cookies. Those sound yummy. Yummy, yummy for my tummy. Aaron West says, I had a job interview this morning and had a rejection email within an hour of it ending. Bah. Well, at least they didn't leave you hanging. You know what I mean? Yeah, John Glass says to Belfast Bob, you can break those rules. Rules are made to be broken. On my way to buy a lucky day ticket. Is the lottery up big right now? Usually I start hearing about the lottery when it's up like $1 billion or something. I haven't heard yet. Let's see. Petrazi 1920. Hello, Petrazi was in the chat. I don't know. Again, these really old chat postings, so I don't even know if everyone's even still here. We do have 29 watching though, so I appreciate you. 29. Oh no, up to 30. You got 30, but we are acting a little bit skeezy, a little bit like skeezy Republicans because we've only got 22 thumbs ups, which puts us at a deficit. And that's what Republicans do. So let's not be like Republicans. Let's be more Democratic-like and get those thumbs ups. Hit those thumbs ups for me. Barney Malcolm says Obama and Biden deported more, but none of this insanity happened until Trump. And I've been saying that. I know Hal's been saying that, and I've been saying that too. Like, you can deport people that need to be deported, that should be deported, without going to schools and grabbing children or just ramming into people's cars. I had that video of that I was going to put it on yesterday, but I think I'd already played it because there was one where they rammed into the woman's car. ICE did. They hit her car, and then they yanked her out of the car. So you can deport people that are supposed to be deported, without doing that. You can deport people without going to the courthouses. They always talk about, well, they need to do it right. They need to do it the right way. There are people that are doing it the right way. They are trying to do it the right way. They are in the courthouses with their court dates, trying to get their status updated or adjudicated or whatever. And they are plucking them out of the courthouses. That's what, under the Stephen Miller Gestapo ICE techniques, that's what they're doing. And you don't need to do it that way. You can do it the right way, the proper way. You can get warrants. You can have due process. You don't have to racially profile people and just go up to someone that has darker colored skin or has an accent. That's not probable cause. That's racial profiling. It doesn't have to be done that way. What this is all about is this really isn't about immigration control or whatever. This is about, and we've said this before, I believe this is about wanting to cause so much havoc that it gives Trump an excuse to initiate the Insurrection Act or martial law. And we're still 9-10 months away from the midterm congressional elections in November. He still has plenty of time to ramp things up even worse. I think that's what this is about. And also, when's the last time we really talked about the Epstein files? This is a great distraction for that. No one's talking about the Epstein files, not even me. The last 7 intros have all been about ICE in Minnesota, or maybe more. I don't even know. I don't even know. But I do think that the ICE thing has to be covered because the Trump administration needs to be exposed for the horrible fucking Nazis that they are. You know, even with Epstein files and stuff, don't forget these guys are fucking Nazis, and we don't like Nazis, do we? I don't. So there's yeah, Anna Moore, hello TJ, and fellow truckers. Stay safe, everybody. Malio's here. Am I saying that right? Malio, 5818. Hello, Malileo. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah, Bunny Balcom says humanity is structurally progressive, and the evil scum is trying to drag us back to the 1940s. Absolutely, they're, you know, you could just put all the footage of the Trump administration in black and white, you know, and then subtitle it in German or something, and you would think that this was just footage from Nazi Germany, in the 30s and 40s. DPD says the Nazi Gestapo who murdered Alex Preddy name is Evan Gilmore. Remember that name, Evan Gilmore. I think I saw someone had posted a picture of him, and I wasn't sure. I didn't have a chance to vet that to make sure that that was really the guy, but I did see someone posting a picture of this guy, of this shooter. And I was going to put that on, and I was like, I don't know. I want to make sure, because I kind of got burned when I put the AI rendering, I guess, of Jonathan Ross, and people gave me shit for that, saying that's just AI. It's not the real picture. That's not really him or whatever. So anyhow, but yeah, we're gonna find out him, and we're gonna get them all. We're gonna find out all of them. And remember, there's no statute of limitations on murder. So Jonathan Ross, enjoy your freedom now while you have it. And same way with this Evan, was it Evan Gilmore? And I think I don't think he was the only shooter, actually, right? I mean, but that whole group should be up for murder, as far as I'm concerned. DPD, did he fall again? Yeah, that thing of Mitch McConnell. When I watched that clip for the first time, and I saw how he was walking, before he fell, I thought, dude, why don't you just you should have a cane. You need a cane, dude. And you're so vain or something that you don't want to be seen with a cane? But apparently you don't mind falling down, because this is not the first time we've seen him fall down on camera. But the dude can't walk, and he did. And then he, I don't think he can speak. Did you see, when he got up, he goes like blah blah blah. So the guy can't walk, he can't talk, and this is a U.S. senator. From one of the Carolinas, and I know Carolinians probably hate it, but the rest of the country probably can't, especially anything west of the Mississippi. We don't give a fuck about the East Coast. Let's be honest. Us West Coasters, we really don't give a fuck about the East Coast. You know, I mean, come on, let's get real. We don't so much. I can't remember the North Carolina from South Carolina. You know what? I got better things to do than to worry about which one's North Carolina, which one's South Carolina. So we don't give a fuck about the Carolinas, but he's from one of them. I just lost half my audience to Boston Brian, probably. But anyhow, yeah, he keeps falling down, and he can't talk. And do better. Whichever Carolina that is, do better, please. James Jaramillo says, following Sir TJ and Boss Brian at the same time. So much for my decent blood pressure check the other day. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in these clips and in what Brian's playing that it's hard to watch, man. It's not easy to watch this shit, but I think we got to do it. We got to watch it. You know, we can't let it just go unanswered. Belfast Bob. Now, Belfast Bob is from Ireland, you guys. So Belfast Bob has seen some shit with the whole England Ireland thing. Belfast Bob says, and I think it's Protestant versus Catholic thing too, right? Oh yeah, Belfast Bob says during our dark days they had cars, etc., and behind what on outside looked like headlights, there were cameras recording our community before raiding at night or early morning. Wow, and that's going back a ways. So just think of the techniques that they can use now with drone surveillance and all kinds of shit. Mad Max here, Slava Ukraini. Absolutely, 100% Slava Ukraini. Slava on the Ukraini. Catherine Real Health Talk is here. Hey, Catherine, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. I appreciate you. Catherine Real Health Talk. Whoops. I just hit my chopstick mic. Catherine Real Health Talk says 910, by the way. So are you associated with is that the Minnesota radio station? Minnesota? Isn't that 910? Anyhow, it says there was an ad on YouTube for that Melania movie. Usually comments are not allowed, but comments were allowed this time. Yowza. Now, I really regret that the other day I posted a video of when I was driving up on the Sphere here in Las Vegas, and I didn't have my video, I wasn't shooting video, but the Melania trailer came up on the fucking Sphere. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe they're running that. And so then I got my phone out and turned it on, but by the time I did it, it ended, and that's when it was like the Eagles. The thing about that, it's just another grift. She got $40 million from Amazon right up front. 40 mil from Jeff Bezos, who, is just, buying favoritism from Trump and all that shit. Just another grift. It doesn't matter if that movie's good or bad. We all know it's going to be bad. It's going to be a piece of shit, but it doesn't matter. Bezos is going to put 40 million up. Supposedly they put another 30 million into it. I don't know how, but looks just like something I would shoot on my iPhone or something, DPD talking about was it Carolyn Levitt? She's pregnant. So DPD says, I wonder, does her baby kick her with every lie and tell the deception she weaves? And I don't know about that, but I'm just thinking about that poor baby. I automatically, I already feel sorry for that poor baby being brought into the world by that person and by the people that baby will be surrounded by, all the Nazis. That poor baby that almost doesn't have a chance, it seems like. Barney Balcom, they're all getting their orders from Stephen Miller. How will swapping out people change anything? Yeah, it's not. Holman is he might be even worse than Bovino. Hey, throw 50 grand into a McDonald's bag or whatever, and Holman's there, man. He's a cheap date, 50 grand, and you can get him to probably do anything. Yeah, but it does. I think like the Jolly Good Ginger. I think you did make a good point that it does show that Trump is sort of feeling the heat, I guess, or he doesn't like the the publicity, kind of bad publicity, or how things are looking bad. So it does show, at least it shows that it's a small little thing, but it's something. Apparently, they've also pulled Noam out of there too. Like she won't be as involved. It's going to be mainly just Holman, I guess, taking lead. We'll see how it goes. I don't expect anything to get better. That's for sure. And you're right about that. But it does show that Trump is feeling the heat from all the protesting and everything, and how the murder of Renee Good and Alex Peretti, it's not giving them any raise in their popularity. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's even MAGA, even Republicans are really turned off by all this, as they should be. But maybe he was hoping that murdering people in the street would be a good thing, but he's finding out it's not a good thing. Petrozzi says, good intro. Thank you, Petrozzi. Appreciate that. Catherine Real Hot Talk says, if I make it, I'm supposed to turn 50 this year. Our country is turning 250 this year. We've gone from its creation to FDR's strength in World War II to this. Yeah, this is one of our lows. This might be an all-time low, although certainly within my lifetime, and I'm 65. I mean, the Civil War, I think, would be maybe the ultimate low, where we actually had to go to an actual hot war, an actual real war. So I don't know if this surpasses that yet. And there's some other things in history that we were pretty low. I don't know, but this certainly within my lifetime, this is the worst I've ever seen our country. And this is coming out of the 60s, when I've talked about, I was just a little boy. I was born in 1960, but during the 60s, I remember the Vietnam War. I remember all the protests, and I remember all the assassinations, especially RFK and MLK. And JFK was still very, very prominent and on everyone's minds. So that I almost, even though I was only 3 when JFK was assassinated, I still feel as though I remember it. I saw the Zapruder film in the 60s. They would play it all the time on TV. There was always specials and always news specials and documentaries. I must have seen the Zapruder film, dozens of times, and before I was 10 years old. So, and that was a pretty volatile time. And I think it's worse now because of the murders in broad daylight for people that weren't really doing anything other than just exercising their First Amendment rights. When Kent State happened, what was that, 1970 or so? That kind of really was the beginning of the end for our participation in Vietnam. And that, I think, that brought a lot of people together, right and left, liberals and conservatives, and that was heavy. Kent State. That was such a tragedy, and that really seemed to be, like I said, that was sort of the beginning of the end for Nixon and for Vietnam, for us being in Vietnam and all that. Now we've got these two murders here in Minnesota, and I think we are seeing it maybe not coming together, right and left and Democrats and Republicans, but we are seeing a common just disapproval of what's going on, So we'll see. John Glad, they're forcing a civil war. And that's why I opened that clip with the young black guy there, Michael, was it Michael Wilson, Michael Williams? Sorry, bad with names, but because he was basically saying, we're choosing to be civil. We could, basically, is what he's saying. We could, make this uncivil, but we're choosing to make it civil, to keep it civil. And I think that's a good choice. Because if they do, if the people start, bringing guns and it gets into that type of a thing, that you're right. That's exactly what Donald Trump wants. He wants that. And I think Michael and people like him in Minnesota, I think they know that. So that's why they're doing everything they can to try to keep it civil. Don't give Trump what he wants. He wants it to break out into out and out war in the streets. So he can call martial law and all that kind of shit. DPD says, I hope the family not only sues Fox for defamation of character, but hold Gut-Filled Waters and every other pseudo-journalist accountable for their actions. Belfast Bob for pizza. I don't, TJ. I don't know what that was about. Catherine Rillotuck, Italy said ICE will not be welcome to be security for two regime members. They shouldn't be allowed. Big difference. Wait. Italy said ICE will not be welcome to be security for two regime members. Security, by regime members, you mean people of the Trump administration or something? Is that what's this about? They shouldn't be allowed. Big difference. Okay, I don't understand. That's what happens when I read chats that are an hour old, and I lose, where we were at and stuff. So. DPD 5844 says, with so much going on in Minnesota, please don't forget the shit show is still thriving in red states. Indiana is building a concentration camp. The same state who told Trump to fuck off is choosing this path. Yeah. Well, probably because the building of the concentration camp, that might be something that the state legislature couldn't block. That might be an executive decision by the governor there or something. I don't know. I'm just sort of trying to, figure out, what might be going on there. But you might know more about that than I would. Catherine Real Hell Talk says, oh yeah, you're in Chicago? It's so cold here in Chicagoland that only polar bears and cockroaches will survive. Belfast Bob says, oops, forgot, just hit like there now. And as I look, we are operating like very good Democrats. We have 31 watching, 31 thumbs ups. That puts us at a balanced budget, which is very Democratic-like. So I appreciate you, Belfast Bob, and everyone else who has hit that thumbs up. I appreciate you getting us to a balanced budget, like good Democrats. Catherine Real Hell Talk 910 says the facts that ICE now resort to secret infiltration into smaller groups just shows how more psycho they are. Marchers and protesters are going to have to get clever to keep going and astute. And then Catherine says ICE stands for incompetent, cowardly Epsteinists. Yeah, but this guy, the protesters and the resistors, we just got to really stay on your toes. Yeah, stay on your toes, man. Keep on your toes there. 56 Nick Rich is here. 56 Nick Rich, good to see you. Nick Rich says typos begin right from the start at Belfast Bob. Okay. Bad Mac says it's 60 degrees and blue skies up there in Seattle. Probably welcome to blue skies. I know you guys were getting hit with a lot of rain earlier in the year, so probably rejoicing over the fact that you've got blue skies. Blue skies. Nick Rich, 20 past the hour. Be right back. I believe I'm 21 minutes behind you, Nick Rich. I'm 21 minutes behind. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure what hour I'm even in now. Belfast Bob's Storm Chandra here at the moment. Oh, you got Storm Chandra. Is that how you say it? Chandra? 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 I don't know. How would an Irishman say Chandra? We got Chandra. The storm is coming. Batten down the hatches. Chandra? I don't know. Catherine Real Talk says there are rumors of ICE using some sort of sonic weapon on marchers last night, ruining hearing with ear-piercing frequency. What the fuck, man? What the actual fuck? This, yeah, like I say, they're trying to force a civil war. They are fucking doing this to fellow citizens, U.S. citizens, who are just exercising their First Amendment rights. You don't like that people are protesting? Well, tough shit. This is America, motherfucker. This is what we do. This is what we do. I grew up watching protesters during the Vietnam War. This is what we fucking do. Belfast Bob says, Catherine, they're mounted. I guess we're talking about the sonic devices thing. Belfast Bob says they're mounted on armored vehicles. Look like big satellite dish. Used them in Venezuela. Oh, that's right. I heard about stories about that during that when they got Maduro out, and then people were saying that they felt nauseous and were vomiting or some shit. I don't know. Aaron West, hey, now you lost me talking about Carolinas, McConnell's Kentucky, Carolina, West Virginia. It's all the fucking same, man. This is all Hickland. It's all Hickville, man. That's all fucking, moonshine country. That's all moonshiners. That's right, Kentucky. Same difference. I told you, anywhere west of the Mississippi, we don't keep track of all these different eastern seaboard states. They're all a bunch of moonshiners, man. Did you ever see that movie with God? They're all famous actors, and I can't remember their names, but it was about these three brothers, and they were moonshiners. It was a great fucking movie. Great fucking movie. And it was Prohibition era, right? I think the Prohibition was still going on. And I think it was like West Virginia or Virginia. And they were moonshining out in the fucking, looked like a jungle, middle of the fucking jungle of Virginia. That's how I still think of all that area. I almost 100 years later, 90 years later, I'm still thinking that, that's what Virginia and West Virginia and Kentucky and North Carolina and South Carolina, that's what that's how I think of that area, even though I know it's not. It's 90 years later. You guys actually have indoor plumbing and cell phone coverage. So, but we don't give a fuck. I'm out here in Nevada. You think I give a fuck about Kentucky and Virginia and shit? Although my daughter wants me to move there because she has a rental property in, I think it's West Virginia, and it's in disrepair. I think she wants me to move there and live there in West fucking Virginia and take care of this house for her for a while, because it's just, there's no one really watching it, and I think it's getting all fucked up and shit. So I don't know. Who knows? I might end up in fucking West Virginia at some point. Marty Balcom says, I go down YouTube rabbit holes when I'm trying to learn something like sonic weapons. Oh, yeah. Who knows where that'll lead you? Who knows? Catherine Real Talk says, Jeff Bezos and his fucking $1 billion wedding in Italy. That's scum. Is that what you were talking about? But regime thing? Those are two different time periods. I don't know. Marty Balcom says, wow, Las Vegas, you were paid to advertise that movie about an escort. I was not paid to do anything. I did not. Oh, you're talking about Las Vegas. The Sphere. Yeah, the Sphere. Yeah, they charge it's something like $160,000, I think, for, I don't know if it's like a whole day's worth of showing the ad a certain amount of times. I'm not sure, but I've heard before they talk about, like, and this was a couple years ago, so I don't even know what they've probably gone up, but since then. But yeah, they pay. I mean, they charge big money, yeah, to show that on there. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, Las Vegas was paid. Not I wasn't paid. Yeah. But the Sphere specifically was paid. The Sphere, which I believe is owned by Madison Square Garden, or the guy who owns Madison Square Garden. So it's the New York connection there. Unless they've sold it since, because these things are always getting sold and sold and sold and sold and bought and sold and bought and sold. Catherine Real Hot Talk says, you couldn't pay me $5 million to watch that filthy shit. Full disclosure, you could pay me that. If someone paid me $5 million to go see the, and I know it's just an expression to show your disdain for Melania and the whole Trump family. I know, but realistically, if I'm being honest, if someone were to pay me $5 million to go watch that movie, I would do it. Fuck yeah. Let's see. DPD says today is International Remembrance Day, celebrating the anniversary of liberation of Auschwitz. Birkenau, the most notorious of the German death camps. Has anyone heard a peep out of the regime? I have not. I have not heard anyone say anything about that from the regime. They probably think this is a sad day. Right? Like, damn it, they should not have been liberated. Like for Stephen Miller, he's probably crying right now, because I swear to God, Stephen Miller, I don't care if he's Jewish or not, he looks like straight up Nazi You could put him in any 1938 photo of Nazi Germany and he would fit right in. Let's see. Catherine Real Hotok says Agent Orange doesn't care about the publicity anymore. Maybe he did before, but he has too much power now. He doesn't care about that anymore. Well, reports are he was sitting around over the weekend watching all of the negative response to Alex Preddy being murdered, and that's what made him say that Bovino needs to go. So, take that for whatever it's worth, I guess. Bonnie Balcom says, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with ex-workers. Oh, you mean like sex workers. But Melania is I was trying to figure out like X, Twitter. Anyhow. But Melania is complicit with destroying America. Oh yeah, she's a honeypot. She's a spy for Putin. All that shit, I believe. Mr. Spock is here. Hey, Mr. Spock, live long and prosper. Live long and prosper. Belfast Bob, the maker of Melania was frequent Espionage Island. Yeah, that was Brett Ratner. I mean, y'all saw Rush Hour, right? The Rush Hour movies. That Brett Ratner. He was the director of those movies. He was a pretty big time Hollywood director, and then he got Me Too'd, and then Me Too'd fucked him. And now we're seeing him showing up on Epstein shit. So now we know, for sure. Yeah. Josh Sees is here. Always good to see Josh Sees. I'm sure Sandy will be happy. Big Hook, the Big Canuck is also here. Hey, says, let's never forget that ICE is following the agenda of white supremacists, and this immigration claim is racist. Flip around to give it legitimacy. If you are following Nazi orders, you are one too. Yeah, just following orders ain't going to work. Here's the thing I came across. Last night, I think I came across this one here. I guess this is true. Maybe I should have vetted it. I didn't really vet it, but I guess someone's trying to get a nationwide shutdown, like a general strike on January 30th. No work, no school, no shopping. No wonder it's dark. It says sign on to join, and there's a website address, nationalshutdown.org. I did not vet this. I did not go to nationalshutdown.org, and I didn't check it out. Hopefully, it's a real and legitimate thing. And now, as I'm putting this up, now I'm feeling like I should have maybe checked it out first. I hope I'm not putting out something bad, or that's a trick or something, or whatever. But anyhow, that's something to think about. January 30th, and you can go to that site there and check it out some more. All right, I think it's stuff that we can do, that we should do. Let's see, who else we got in here? We got there's Big Hook. Barney Malcolm, Belfast Bob backing the Khmer. Is it? Because you put K Rouge? Was it like Khmer Rouge or something like that? I'm trying to remember the K was like Khmer Rouge or something, and Pol Pot, who was Pol Pot was that Cambodia, or I'm trying to get all my Southeast Asia memories intact here, or whatever. DPD 5844 says the attendees for the first Hose movie premiere were Lisa Sue, Amazon Music. Who's Lisa Sue? I have no idea that. Tim Cook from Apple. I guess Lisa Sue is from Amazon Music. Okay. Apparently. Lynn Martin from the Stock Exchange. I guess New York Stock Exchange. Mike Tyson, who is just, probably brain dead. Tony Robbins, a weird self-help guru, right? Andy Jassy, I guess, is from Amazon. Maybe, I don't know. Eric Yon Zoom. I don't think his name is Zoom. I think maybe he's a either CEO or representative of Zoom, I guess, and Queen Rania of Jordan. Oh, the Jordanians sent the Queen there. So there you go. Things to be made aware of there. Okay, Catherine Hill, Real Talk. Catherine Real Talk. I'll rephrase. Thank you for this. Okay, it says 2 members from USA regime have ICE as security. Italy said they won't be welcome. I'm saying ICE shouldn't be allowed to be there. Yeah, why do they need ICE as security? I mean, can't they just get either, like, I don't know, Secret Service or something like that? Why do you need to pull ICE off there to go do that? I don't know. I don't know what is it? Immigration Customs Enforcement has to do with security for 2, I guess, U.S. representatives or administrative people going to the Olympics in Italy. I don't know why. I don't know what ICE would be called into that. Wouldn't that be more like a Secret Service or something? Maybe, I don't know. Mad Mac, great intro, vids, TJ. I'm now with everyone live. Thanks, Mad Mac. Appreciate you. Belfast Bob, I'll rephrase. So ICE going to Italy for their pizza, laughing out loud. Oh, well, that might be a good reason. If I was an ICE officer or agent, I would probably be stoked. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to Italy, man. But I wouldn't be racist. I wouldn't be a racist, fascist dickhead. I would be one of the good ones who's just there for the pizza. Mad Matt, Pol Pot was a total insane dickhead. Pol Pot. Good old Pol Pot. I remember him well. And more. That's what I thought, Darren West. He represents Kentucky. Yeah, why was Trucker John going off about Carolinas for? I don't know. Like I said, it's all the same to me. Carolinas, North and South, Kentucky, Virginia. You know, it's all a bunch of moonshine and hicks. I know Aaron's hating me. Aaron's like, I am leaving this channel. You can watch it yourself. I think I may have lost Aaron. Guys, I think I may have just lost Aaron. I'm my own worst enemy. Bonnie Balcom, pizza sounds good right now, especially from Italy. Sign me up. I will sign up for ICE. You don't even have to give me the $50,000 bonus. Just send me to fucking Italy, and I will sit there and eat pizza for the whole time of the Olympics. Within view of the Coliseum or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'd be like, hey, you guys got to the other ICE agent. I'd be like, you got this, right? It's just 2 of them. It's just 2 douchebags. You can watch them. I'm gonna be sitting here on a cafe, al fresco, eating some pizza, and I'm gonna just be looking at the view of the Roman Coliseum. And you can watch the 2 douchebags. Okay, thanks. And by the time they took them to fire me, the Olympics would be over. And even if they didn't give me a plane ticket home, I would just live in Italy. I would declare asylum in Italy. Mad Mac, I got blisters on my fingers. Let's see here. Mr. Spock says, should have shown the drunk ICE officer bleeding from his mouth, arm spitting blood everywhere. Sounded like he was about to Hulk out. I have no idea what you're talking about. I did not come across that in my journeys. Bonnie Balcom, okay, I'm dumb. Who is Queen Rania? She's the queen of Narnia. Or no, Jordan. Duh. Josh sees I got attacked by a pigeon in the basement in a theater on Friday. This is a weird timeline. I saw you mention that somewhere. Was it Liberal Dan or somebody? Or it might have been my one of my things. I don't know. I saw you say that somewhere, and it is weird getting attacked by a pigeon in a basement. Sandy Foltz is here. Hello, Sandy. Good to see you. Hey, TJ, did you have a hangover? No, 3 beers is not going to give me a hangover. I did not have a hangover. I was not even drunk. Big Hook says, funny how Nazi and KKK philosophy seems to run in conservative and billionaire circles. Redlining was basically instituting KKK ideals under a legal language which was billionaire dog whistles. And now I just saw a thing, and I didn't vet this either. You know how you see memes and you see things pop up? I thought I saw something about David Duke, and he's like the grand wizard or whatever of KKK, and I thought I saw something about KKK people being hired as ICE agents. I haven't vetted it. I haven't looked into that more, but I would not be one bit surprised. Why would we be surprised? We know it's full of Jan Sixers. It's full of white nationalists. It's full of, all these racist, white supremacist groups are all throughout these ICE agents that have been hired, especially in the last year or so, probably. Since since Trump took office a year ago. So it's no surprise if it's also being full of KKK, and that explains a lot. That explains why when they murder someone, even if it's a white person, they still see them as the enemy because they're standing up for people of color, basically. So they see them as an enemy, just like in the Civil War, they saw white people from the North as an enemy. It's no surprise they're laughing it off, they're giggling it, they're saying, "Hey, this is cool." It's just like Call of Duty. People are crying and they're going boo hoo, boo hoo. So it's no surprise that if KKK is actually, they're hiring KKK members to be in ICE, which used to be a deal breaker, like to be in. I think in law enforcement, probably within, at some point it wasn't, but at some point, probably after the Civil Rights Act and everything, I don't think you could be, a known KKK member to be in law enforcement. Now you could do it secretly if you kept it a secret, but you couldn't be out about it. Maybe I'm wrong though. I don't know. Hey, Tim Farrell's here, the Farrell one. Always good to see Terrell. I just changed your name, Tim Farrell, to Terrell. If you don't mind. Belfast Bob says, "Oh, Chandra, we'd say Chandra or just Moon for short." Now you've totally lost me. Chandra, batten down the hatches. I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not a good. Aaron, Raleigh is not Hickville. Okay, you got one city. That has indoor plumbing and cell phone service. Okay, congratulations. I'm just joking with you, Aaron. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Sandy Foltz, the blonde in the video, is that your wife? Are you talking to me, Sandy? Or are you talking to Tim? Is there a Josh? Is there a Josh video floating around? Maybe you must be talking to Josh, right? I didn't see the video with the blonde, so I don't know. Big Hook, 1244. Thank you, Big Hook. I believe I'm 20. Am I 20 minutes behind? I believe I'm 20 minutes behind. I'm 20 minutes behind you, big hook. 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 A big hook, the big canuck. I hope your foot feels better. Ba-da-bum, boom. Okay, so Josh says, Sandy, my wife and my daughter. Apparently, there's a Josh C's video floating around that Sandy has seen, and it has a Josh's hot blonde wife in there. I guess I don't know. DPD says I would also encourage people use body cams, which you don't have to hold in your hand. They aren't that expensive. They run about $30 to $150, but if you can't use your phone to record. Yeah, I would like to get some of those Meta glasses. Hal Sparks has them. I had on my video yesterday on the intro that some of these, apparently at least one, I guess ICE or Border Patrol, whatever he was wearing the Meta glasses. Those are kind of cool. Let's see. Mad Mac says the best way to be in a protest group against ICE holes is to have strobe lights facing towards them. Lots of flashlights, torches, headband lights, etc. that are LED and have a strobe feature. Fuck them. Now, that might be good, but I mean, I was watching No Kings had a video yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw it. And they had a lot of people. I didn't watch the whole thing. I think I watched about half of it. And that's when I was going to bed or something. So, and I watched about half of it. But they had a bunch of people from the ACLU on there, and they were trying to tell people, their rights, what they can do when protesting, and what they can do if they're confronted by an ICE agent, and what they can say and not say, and what you can do and not do. And even the use of whistles, they weren't really 100% sure on. They're like, it's probably okay. So far, it's stood up and the court said it's okay, but it might not be. Like even just the whistle thing is kind of iffy. As far as it like impeding their job or whatever. So, I mean, I don't want to give out anything advice that I don't know about for sure about that's going to get you in trouble or not in trouble or get you arrested or whatever. So the thing with the flashlights and the strobe lights and stuff like, I don't know. Do so at your own risk. Yes, Shia LaBeouf. Yes, Mr. Spock. Shia LaBeouf was one of the brothers. The other one was Tom. Was it Tom Ford? I always forget the guy's name. I think is it Tom Ford? Whatever his name is. Awesome dude. He was sort of like the main brother, and then the other brother was the other dude. He's been in a lot of movies. He was in one of the Planet of the Apes movies, and then the chick, the hot redhead. Is her name Jessica something? Jessica Rabbit? No, she's really hot, and she does a full nude thing in the movie. So there's that. But yeah, that one, Mr. Spock, that one. Catherine Real Hell Talk says, TJ, don't go to West Virginia. It's a terrible place. See, that's what I keep trying to tell my daughter. I'm like, why do you want to send me there? But I might just do it. It might be to help her out for a few months because she's got a place there and it needs work. Anyhow, Big Hook, great suggestion. DPD Plus, you can wear your full face respirator as they are deploying gas to discourage filming while assaulting people. Catherine Real Hell Talk says, I've been saying Get body cams front and back in addition to phone recordings. Also make sure phones are live also so it's instantly available for people to see. Yeah, yeah, and also make sure you've got iCloud or some cloud thing where your stuff is automatically sent to the cloud. DBD says, TJ, if you move to West Virginia, don't go out at night and never go river rafting. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Is that where Deliverance was made, or was about? Was that Deliverance? As far as the river rafting thing is concerned. Lawless, yes, Tim Farrell, yes, great movie. That's how I envisioned that whole area to still be, even though I know that was like almost 100 years ago, or whatever, or 90 years ago, or whatever it was. Catherine Rotel, apparently ICE struck deal with a Ring camera. Oh yeah, I think I heard about that. They're taking footage from people's Ring doorbell thingies or something. Sandy Folks, why do you want to move to? I don't want to. Sandy, you have selective hearing. I said my daughter has a rental property there, and she was asking me if I could go there and live there rent free while I fix it up for her because apparently she doesn't have anyone to do that. So I might do that. Mad Mag, yep, I'm replacing my Ring camera at my front door with Google camera. I didn't even know Google made a Google camera. Mad Mech, I have a chest mount for my action camera GoPro, which works very well. Yeah, those work good. DPD says, remember, they love the Jewish people, they respect them, they love them, but only if it benefits the regime. I sincerely hope Jewish people understands their acceptance comes with a price. You know, back when I was young and I was going to church, you know, we were Protestants, we weren't Catholics. We were Protestants. But I remember being told that the Jewish people were the chosen ones. So that's what I remember. Like they're not necessarily Christians. Like they haven't accepted Christ into their hearts. They haven't been born again. They're not born again, but they don't have to be because they're the chosen one. That's what I remember when I was a kid. From 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's what I remember. This is so going back to the late 60s, early 70s. I'm just telling you what I remember. I'm not trying to, you know, change history or whatever. This is what I was taught. That Jews are the chosen people, and they don't have to be born again because they're the chosen people. That's my overall takeaway of however, you know, Protestant Christians were talking about Jews in the late 60s and early 70s. Yes, Mad Max. See, I was right. Mad Max says yes. Political potential. Pol Pot was Cambodia. Watched the Killing Fields to see absolute atrocities before. That was a great movie. I do remember that movie. Wasn't that Sam Waterston and a guy who was actually Cambodian? And I think he get a fucking Oscar? I don't remember his name. Probably was Gwyn something. Gwyn. You know. Anyhow. Shows you before my insane dictator. It will open your eyes wide for fuck's sake. Yes, I remember that. Pol Pot, Cambodia. I thought Pol Pot was the name of the dude. I thought Pol Pot was like the Cambodian prime minister or whatever. But I knew it was Cambodia, and I knew that was where the killing fields were, and I know that Cambodia is right next and borders Vietnam. So when we talk about the Vietnam War, it's not just the Vietnam. It's not just Vietnam. You know, there's Cambodia too. Belfast Bob, yep. Pol Pot led. See, it's Khmer. I don't know why you're just saying K Rouge. Isn't it Khmer Rouge? Against Vietnam. Enemy of my enemy. Shit leading to year 0. Killing fields until Vietnam invaded and removed them. DPD says, Josh, I forgot to wear titanium underwear and avoid all banjo playing music. Belfast Bob, Italian anti-fascists are far from non-violent. ICE better watch out. You better watch out. You better not pout. Italian anti-fascists are coming to town. Big Cook says, if U.S. Olympic athletes need security, it is because this, well, apparently to DPD or whatever, this wasn't about Olympic athletes. This is about 2 people in the administration that were going to go to the games that needed security. And they're bringing ICE agents for security instead of Secret Service. Anyhow, it's because the hatred towards them and everything that Donald Trump has caused. Remember, Berlin Olympics Israeli team disaster, self-fulfilling prophecy. But that wasn't what that was about. David Wise, hey, Daddy Wise, Daddy, I forgot what I used to call you, but anyhow, David Wise from Denver says, did someone say pizza? It's Tuesday specials at Papa Murphy's Tuesday, or today. Tempting. Yeah, but it's also Taco Tuesday, so might get a taco pizza at Taco Bell. I don't know. DPD says we canceled all Prime and anything to do with Amazon and Washington Post. Bezos refused to endorse Kamala Harris. Yeah, fuck Jeff Bezos. He's an ass. Mr. Spock, Che is... Who's Che? Che Guevara? Che Guevara? Whatever. Met with some communists in West Africa, went back to Cuba. Oh, yeah, it must be Che Guevara. Well, how do you say his name? Whatever. And said they were criminals and to have nothing to do with them. I don't know. That seems to be out of left field, Mr. Spock. Petrazi, I'm cooking chorizo, and my dog is waiting for some chorizo. Chorizo is good. I like chorizo. Catherine Real Hog Talk says that the best pan pizza in Chicago is Luminoti. Apparently. Belfast Bob, if you ever travel abroad and like beer, go to Belgium. They've some of at 9, 10, and 11%. Okay. Big Hook, David Duke highly endorsed Trump. I bet he did. Tim Farrell, does anyone know the truth about Sasha Riley or Sasha Barros? I don't. I do not know the truth. Belfast Bob, Chandra in Sanskrit means moon. Moon, it's moon. I don't even know what Sanskrit is. I've heard people talk about Sanskrit. I don't even know what Sanskrit means or is. What the hell is Sanskrit? Some sort of ancient Gaelic alphabet, maybe, perhaps. DPD, bless you, TJ. Thank you, DPD. Belfast Bob, Tim, I'll always support victims, but the timelines of certain things don't add up. All right. Barbara Nicholas, did he just start sneezing because I'm here? Probably. I tell you, Barbara, I think I am allergic to you. Sunny Folks, you have a cold, TJ. I don't have a cold. Oh, shoot. God dang it! I hate this when this does this. All of a sudden, I'm reading the chat, and it just swiped away. Okay, I think I'm back to where I was at. Yeah, more Barbara Nicholas is entering, and I'm sneezing now. Thank you, Barbara. All right, so I do have another meme. So there's the thing about ICE out, national shutdown on January 30th. Hopefully, maybe I should make a note of that. So I want to look into that some more. Okay, so here we have. I'm going to make a note about Sanskrit, finding out what the fuck that is, and then the ICE out. Okay. And that is January 30th. And it's called nationalshutdown.org. So I'll look into that a little bit more later. So there's that. Now here's a meme someone posted on my Facebook page, the Progressive Radio Station List. It's a page I put together, I don't know, over 10, 15 years ago. And people still post on there. And this person posted this, and I thought this is kind of appropriate to what's going on. It says, if your government murders a frightened young mom in front of everyone and then accuses her of being a domestic terrorist, then you live in a fascist shithole. Congratulations, everyone. We live in a fascist shithole. There you go. Tish. Mr. Spock, Reno TJ videos. I don't know what that's about. Reno? What about Reno? Mad Max Shia LaBeouf was in a movie called Nymphomaniac 2, where he has full frontal nudity. I was shocked seeing a woman giving a full BJ, and this movie was on Netflix. Shia didn't get the BJ. Was another. Damn it! I wanted him to get the BJ. I haven't heard of that. Nymphomaniac 2. I haven't even seen Nymphomaniac 1. MJ Daniel, like Neo? I've lost. You guys have lost me. I don't know what we're talking about with Reno and Neo. You guys have lost me. But MJ Daniel is here, by the way. Maybe I skipped something. I don't know. Tim Farrell says it is interesting how things on his Facebook from 4 years ago weren't known until the first release of the Epstein a few months ago. I know mentions of Putin don't fit, but he is convincing. Oh, you're talking about the Sasha Riley? It's funny. I haven't heard anything about Sasha Riley in a few days now. What's going on with that? Have we vetted that? Is that all checking out? Because if it is, then wow. MJ Daniels says somebody needs to find a way to pressure Republicans of the Senate and Congress, and better yet, replace them with Democrats. Well, that's what we need to do in November for sure. Just vote for Democrats all up and down your ballot. No more Republicans. You know how, like, if you go to a doctor and your doctor says you have high blood pressure, and he's going to say, like, no more adding salt to your meals or whatever. We need to go on a low sodium diet. Well, I think what we need to prescribe is no Republicans ever again. Stop voting for them, or they're going to kill us all. They're going to kill this country. So we're on a no Republican diet from here on out. Mr. Buck, the first movie was so good you had to see the sequel. Josh sees whatever happened to Luck Dragon giving TJ a car. I don't know. I haven't heard of it. So it's one of those things people say and then they maybe regret saying it. And so I don't know. Empty Daniel, but I'm not. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I keep this. I feel like one of my damn mustache whiskers is going up my nose. DPD 5844 says, I would also say if the Nazi Gestapo is switching their MO, then why not use light up tattoos? Anything that would distinguish them from the crowd. How would they put on? Why would they put on light up tattoos? They want to blend in, so I don't get that. Belfast Bob says I had to join Disney Plus for £3.99 per month to see Mr. In Between. It's freaking brilliant. Recommended. What is Mr. In Between about? Does it have full frontal nudity and BJs in it? I've never heard of Mr. In Between, but now you've piqued my interest. Josh, see, Sanskrit is kind of like cuneiform. Like that helps at all. I have no idea what cuneiform is. Belfast Bob says it's Indian, Asia, TJ. And we care about Sanskrit because, well, why? Why are Irish people using Sanskrit? Is this how they beat the Nazis? Is that I don't know. Is that how we beat them today? We use Sanskrit, maybe. Nola Carnes is here. Hey, Nola, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Oh, Belfast Bob says on Hulu on Disney Plus. I guess that was the In Between Man or something. Belfast Bob, 5,000-year-old Asian India TJ. Okay, Sanskrit. I didn't know the Irish were so into it. Into the Sanskrit. Sandy Foltz says Joe Brady is the new coach for the Bills. Belfast Bob, what's Facebook name, TJ? Well, the progressive radio station list is the name of the page on Facebook. Aaron says, I saw Nymphomaniac. I didn't know there was a sequel. Well, now you do. And it apparently has full frontal male nudity and a BJ. So, there's that. DPD says TJ, Sanskrit relates to Indo-Aryan language served by the Buddhist and Hindi language. It dates back to 500 to 1500 BCE, which means before Common Era. Oh. I thought it meant before Christ evermore. Barbara Nicholas says tacos, as in Trump, is giving interviews on phone news right now. Same BS, of course. He's a one-trick pony. Trump just repeats this and regurgitates the same shit over and over and over and over again. Mad Max says, go Seahawks, Patriots are going down. Gridiron oval ball that rarely touches a foot. That's funny. But, you should talk the name of the sport, but you're still a Seahawks fan. So I got to give you some kudos for that, I guess. I don't, you know me, I'm a Rams fan, so I don't really like the Seahawks. I don't really like Patriots. Between the two, I guess I'd rather see the Seahawks win, only because they're representing the vision of my team. So. Anyhow, yeah, Aaron's reminding everyone we have channel memberships, which is a great way of supporting the show. They start off at $1.99 a month, so we got that. And if that's if you can't do that, we've got liking, subscribing, and sharing, which is a great way of supporting the show. Hit that share button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. It kind of looks like that, I guess. Let's see. This thing's slow. Here. Do a little something like that. Hit that subscribe button. And that would be awesome. And you can also buy me a coffee, because I'm almost out of coffee. So you can buy me a coffee at that link. And there's also PayPal. Thank you, Aaron, for that reminder. Mad Mac, I thought Sanskrit was from Star Wars. Belfast Bob, I prefer before Common Era than before Christ. Buddy Malcolm, I only know about Sanskrit from Stargate and a character named Daniel Jackson. Daniel Jackson was a big man. Mad Mac 9 says, I notice I said nothing about TJ's team. Hey, look, like I always say, may the best team win. So hats off to the Seahawks. Like I said, of course I don't like them. They're one of my main rivals, them and the Niners. So of course I don't like them. But hey, the best team won. They're going to the Super Bowl. So congratulations to the Seahawks. And like I said, between them and the Patriots, I guess I'll root for the. I don't know if rooting is the right word, but I guess I'd rather see the Seahawks win than the Patriots. But it doesn't really matter. Like, whoever wins, I really don't care either way, to tell the truth. Maybe it's better that the Patriots win. I might feel actually I might feel better if the Patriots win, to tell the truth. So I think I changed my mind. I'm going to root for the Patriots, just because I don't like the Seahawks. I don't like the Niners. I don't like anyone in our division. If Arizona was going to the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be rooting for them. So there's that. Barbara Nicholas says, I have to watch replay. Missed the beginning. What time did I started really late, Barbara? I didn't start until after 12 noon, I think, or by the time I came on. I guess I started the intro at about 11:40, maybe. I think. Oh, DPD says Mr. In Between was about a guy dealing with relationships, parenting, and friendships, all while living with his sick brother while trying to navigate being a criminal. Scoot Ryan? Well, maybe Scott Ryan played the main character. So he wasn't a criminal Scoot, but he was playing a criminal, period. And then I believe it's Scott Ryan. Unless his name is Scoot Ryan. I guess you could be called, you could be Scoot. I'm not judging. He could be Scoot Ryan. Scooter. Call him Scooter. Hey, Scooter. Scooter Ryan played the main character. Who am I to judge? I have what some people call the most boring name in the world, John, because it was so common that people started naming their kids Phoenix and Casper and shit. So who am I to talk? Mad Mac, I always thought BC meant before Christ too. Well, it did. Now people are changing it because they don't like Christ. They're Christ haters, Mad Mac. So they don't. So now they're saying it's before common intrigue. Before common intrigue. No, before common elevators, whatever it was, because they're Christ haters. I make friends here on the show. I make friends. Buddy Bog, Trump wants your guns now? Yeah, see, they're all screwed up. It's like, yeah. Second Amendment, everyone should have a gun, but then when liberals have a gun, and God forbid if people of color have guns, oh no. The only people that they want have guns are like KKK people and white nationalists. Those are the only people that should be allowed to carry guns in Trump's world, right? And in the right-wing world. Gary Johnson's here. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. I do appreciate you. Gary says, hi, John. The Sasha Riley stuff doesn't need to be vetted. The pedo protectors refuse to talk about it and are desperate to cover it up. That's all we need to know. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, you must be touching some nerves there. If they want to quash it, that must be for a reason. So yeah, you're right, Gary. Belfast Bob says, I'm skint. I'm not sure what that means. Must be Sanskrit. That must be Sanskrit for something. But start of February, near my birthday, I'll donate TJ, no probs. Oh, no problem. Hey, Belfast Bob, just like, subscribe, and sharing is good enough, man. I do not want anyone sending one thin dime or one pence, whatever it is you guys have over there. If it's going to be any bit of hardship or, man, no. Do not send me anything like that. No money. It should only be if it's not going to affect you whatsoever. So just like, subscribe, share, comment on the videos with more than 8 words, I guess, and responses. Like everything you see that has Trugger John's name on it. Like it, subscribe to it. Share it. That's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. Do that. But yeah, as far as like getting a membership or doing a super chat, if there's any one little bit of hesitancy there because it's gonna, you can't afford it. Then do not do it. I do not want it. Absolutely. Just the fact that you're here and you're in the chat and you're contributing that way, that is more than enough. That is more than enough. Let's see. DPD says, TJ, do you have DoorDash and Dash Pass? Because if you would qualify for a discount on Lyft rides, you might want to check it out. I do have DoorDash, and I think I might have done the Dash Pass where I got like a free trial, I think, and then I think I stopped it, because I didn't want to pay. I think I had a free trial or something for 14 days. I'll look into it about the Lyft ride thing. I'll look into that and see if it's worth it. Because the Dash Pass, is it like how much is it? Well, whatever. I mean, you don't have to tell me. I can look it up, but we'll see if it's a big enough discount. And yeah, I'll re-look into that, DPD. Thanks for bringing that to my attention. Gary Johnson says, fucking sick of giving these turds the benefit of the doubt. Right. Absolutely not doing that. Belfast Bob, it's Australian. Mr. In Between could be Scoot. But it's funny as fuck too. Oh, Scooter Ryan. Scooter. Put a ship on the bobby. Scooter. Hey, Scooter. Put a ship on the bobby. Take their shorts off while you're at it. I don't know why I said that, but I was thinking about that Shia LaBeouf movie, I guess. Barbara Nicholas, Proud Boys can carry guns. Also, don't forget. Yeah, it's also, well, that's okay. Like I'm including white nationalists and with I'm including them in that. Belfast Bob, ha, TJ Sans skint. I'm stealing that one. Freaking brilliant. Believe me, it was completely accidental. Sandy Foltz, no more than $5. Oh, I don't know why did I even read that? I don't know what that's about. Hey guys, I caught up. Guys, I've caught up. So just remember, if your government murders a frightened young mom in front of everyone and then accuses her of being a domestic terrorist, then you are living in a fascist shithole. Welcome to America. I just wanted to read that again. I don't know why. Welcome to America, a fascist shithole brought to you by the Trump administration. That's right. The Trump administration has turned us into a fascist shithole. Don't forget, Melania is opening this week or whatever. Go check that out. Belfast Bob had enough to boil a monkey's bum. Good day, good day, good day. Okay. Ruben Michaels, you can't spell cowardice without ice. Yeah. And you can't spell it without coward. But thank you, Ruben Michaels, for being here. Good to see you. DBD says, write it down on your pad before it slips your mind. Dash past $9.99 or $8. You may qualify for senior discount. Well, I think I'm a senior. Okay, I'm writing it down, DPD. I got my pad. Here's my just in case people think I'm lying. Okay, I'm writing it down. I'm gonna do it over here, DoorDash. And pass, whatever. I do, because I do use DoorDash quite often. Tim Farrell, I wonder if there are any BJ's giving in the Melania movie. I'm not sure if I would want to see that because yeah. Just thinking about who it could be, DPD, thank you, GJ. Well, thank you. Thank you. Go Vegas Knights. Golden Knights. Well, anyhow, guys, we are caught up. I caught up to you. I'm the dog that caught the tailpipe. Hey, we're sitting at 0 for 5 on the goal. What's up with that? 27 watch and 38 thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up. We are at a pretty good surplus, so we are acting like good Democrats. I appreciate you for that. Just remember, we do have what else we got? I think I talked about everything. Likes and subscribes and memberships, all that good stuff. What's going on today? Let's see. I've got the mop up over here on my TV. I think I've seen this one. Maybe. Greg Bravino taking early retirement, according to government, according to Atlantic. Oh, this is according to Feldman. That's breaking news because all I've heard is that he was demoted and being sent back to, I believe they said El Centro, which is in California, right on the U.S.-Mexico border. And believe me, if you've ever been to El Centro, I think I would rather retire also than go back to. That's almost like being the equivalent of being sent to the North Pole or something. Anyhow, that's from Feldman. Oh yeah, here's MS Now. MS Now has Trump delivering a speech, but all I'm seeing is people with their Trump 2024 sweatshirts that look brand new. They look brand spanking new. So a bunch of T-shirts and sweatshirts that they handed out probably just. See what they do, what Trump does, and they project onto us what they do. No one is paid to go see Kamala Harris during the campaign, but there were lots of people being paid to go to these Trump rallies. And it's probably the same thing with this one here. This is Clive, Iowa. And believe me, those people need the money. They're probably all getting paid $50. Plus, they get a free sweatshirt that says Trump like it. What's it say? Trump? The guy turned around. They've got all these weird sayings, these Trump things. It's probably all, they're probably all paid, and they get a free sweatshirt. So it's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good day for these Iowa folks. Right now, they've got music playing. So this might have been, this might be a replay. It says it's live. 3,000 watching. Started 52 minutes ago. So what's this shirt say? This one has it's a kid who's no way a Vietnam era veteran, but he's got or I guess it's not Vietnam. It just says Veterans for Trump. I don't know. He looks like he's about 12 with a fake mustache on. It's kind of weird. I'm trying to see these T-shirts and sweatshirts that they're wearing. So this guy on the back, it says something. I wish he would turn around more. It says, okay, really upsets. I don't know what it said. It says something really upsets something. It was a big long thing on the back of his very crisp, fresh out of the package looking sweatshirt. I'm sure they just handed them out just before, because these are the people that get to stand behind the podium. Yeah, here's another one. Trump. Better coverage. What's it say? Than 5G. Trump, better coverage than 5G. Is that a T-shirt that he got when he got a Trump phone that he still hasn't gotten? He got the shirt, but he didn't get the phone probably. Let's see, what else is it? I'm just looking at these fucking shirts. Trump, better coverage than 5G. Oh my God! So that's a thing for the Trump phone. This one kid who's like 11 with a fake mustache. It says "Veterans for Trump." What else is back there? They're just talking, having a good old time. They're like, this one dude's talking to this blonde. I'm sure he's never met before. They don't know each other. And he's like, "Hey man, I got $50." She's like, "Yeah, me too." He's like, "Well, how would you like to double your money?" She's like, "Really? How?" And he's like, "Meet me out back." And she's like, "Okay. My lucky day. It's my lucky day." What else we got here? One guy has a blue shirt that says New England. Is that a Patriots? Now that might be a New England Patriots fan. Yeah, that's a Patriots fan there. Just another reason to not want the Patriots to win. But anyhow, what else we got? Yeah, Trump sweatshirt. And then this guy, instead of the red MAGA hat, he got a black one, because the red ones are probably maybe, not so popular anymore. So he got a black one that says "Make America Great Again." But yeah, the guy and the blonde are really chatting it up, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got $50 in my pocket right now, and I know you just got paid $50. So if you want to double your money, baby, meet me out back, and you could make $50 real easy. It won't take you long at all." And she's like, "Yeah, you know what? I could really use it. I'd double my money today." So anyhow, this is a bunch of people waiting for the Trump thing. I don't know if this is a replay. It says it's live. It says it's 3:48 p.m. in Clive, Iowa. So this is a live feed, right? I believe that's a live feed. Okay. What have you guys been saying while I had my head turned? Robin Michaels, they sent him packing with his custom-made Nazi-like uniform. Belfast Bob, a speech like nobody's ever seen before. DPD says, I don't know how true it is, but my husband was telling me he saw on Political Punk there are 2 Nazis that are leading the governor's race of California. Steve Hilton is number 1. I saw that too, but that doesn't mean anything really right now. I don't think. That was like a very early poll. It's very early. And I saw that too on Political Punk, and I'm not sure if I'm too worried about right now. I think that's like one of the very first polls that's come out. And it had like, Swalwell like 4th or 5th down on the list there. And then I think it had Katie Porter above him. So right now, Katie Porter has pretty good name recognition. So does Swalwell. But I guess we'll see. I wouldn't be too worried about it right now. But if as the next polls come out, as they start coming out, if Swalwell and like say Porter don't start rising up, we're getting better numbers, then I might be a little worried. But I wouldn't be worried about it right now. I think it's a little early for that. Anna Moore says, thanks, TJ, for sparing us from seeing the orange clown on TV, lying every time he speaks. Anna Moore, TJ, is he paying these souls with our tax dollars? Probably, yeah, it probably is. There's still no Trump. I don't know. I mean, I imagine he's not spoken yet. Otherwise, I don't know why they would just have the camera on here. But the Chiron says Trump delivers economic remarks in Iowa amid backlash over federal agent killings in Minnesota. But if he hasn't spoken yet, I guess they have a copy of the speech or something. MJ Daniel, deep dipshit Iowa. DBD says, okay, I just turned. Are they singing the Impossible Dream? I don't know. I've got the volume down. Let's see. This is Gloria, Gloria, or whatever. Who sings that? That's like an old disco song. Gloria. Uh-huh. Yeah. Somehow. Oh. Why would they play this? I don't know if you guys can hear it or not. It's that story of Gloria. Was this something that he said? All the voices in your head calling Gloria? Why would they play that at a Trump speech? It's so funny. That's so funny that they would play that at a, it's so funny. Funny stuff. Ruben Michael says, Clive, Iowa, people waiting for their $2,000 tariff rebate check. Brusher says, do you drive a suicide jockey? Do you mean, I don't know what you mean, but hello, Brusher. And no, I don't. I don't even know what you're talking about. But thanks for being here. Thanks for coming on in. I hope you hit the like button, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. Laura Brannigan, that's the one. There you go, Mr. Spock. Yeah, disco. MJ Daniel says, fucking weird, that's why. Anna Moore says, be careful, Barbara Nicholas. My son and I took shifts shoveling snow all day on Sunday. Otherwise, we would be blocked in. Hey, is this kimchi? We are blessed to have kimchi in here today. Thank you so much. The goddess kimchi. Haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're doing okay. Hope Kimchi's doing okay. Belfast Bob Brusher, what's that mean? I have no idea. Well, Brusher, maybe that's like a street sweeper. Maybe the street sweepers. Maybe that's what that is. I do not drive a street sweeper. Kimchi, I've been adulting. Okay, all right. Whatever that means. Okay, been adulting. All right. Walter Makarovich is here. Hey, Walter, good to see you. Says, hi, Trucker John. Just got a question. Never seen you with an LA Kings hat. On who would you root for in the Western Conference Final on the line, the Knights or the Kings? Well, I think it'd be the Knights. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Okay, I grew up in SoCal. All my favorite teams are the LA teams for the major sports. Of course, Dodgers for baseball, Rams for football, Lakers for baseball. And the Kings they would be, if someone were to ask me, if they were to, press me, like, who's your favorite hockey team? I would say the Kings. But I've never really been a big hockey fan. And not that I have nothing against hockey. I've watched it a few times. I think it looks like a really fun, a fun, exciting game, sport. But like I said, I only have so much time in the day. I don't want to dedicate my entire life to watching just sports all the time. So I pretty much, baseball and football are my two favorites. Those are the two that I watch, and that does take up a year. I mean, pretty much. And I just don't have time really to get into basketball or hockey, but basketball more than hockey. Anyhow, but since I've moved here and I've lived here for a few years now, I've been following the Golden Knights somewhat. So, I mean, I don't really follow the sport all that much. But, I bought the hat. I bought the hat the night they won the Stanley Cup a couple years ago. I was out driving for Uber, and I was listening to the game on the radio, and they won, and I was like, I should buy a hat. And I just happened to be in a convenience store. It was a Terrible's gas station convenience store, and they had this hat in there, and I went and bought it. I'm like, I'm going to buy this hat in celebration of the Knights winning the Stanley Cup. So, and I've said this over the past couple of years, that I guess if someone were to really press me on who's my favorite hockey team, I would say the Vegas Golden Knights. Because, it's not like I had a huge affinity. That's the word for the Kings. It's just, I grew up in SoCal, so I was a Kings fan. And this is way before the Ducks were ever around, right? So out of all those teams, I guess the one that I've sort of defected from LA to Vegas is the Golden Knights. Now, I'm not becoming a Raiders fan anytime soon, although I do sort of follow them, and I do kind of root for them a little bit more than I used to, because I used to always really hate the Raiders. And now, maybe I don't hate the Raiders so much, and I do kind of follow them, and I do kind of root for them a little bit, which I don't see anything wrong with that, as long as it doesn't conflict with the Rams. The Rams will always be number one, or, hopefully. And, but yeah, it's Rams, Dodgers, Lakers, Golden Knights, okay? And that's because I live here now, and and like I said, I've never really been a huge hockey fan in general. DPD says Lord Brannigan, the song is perfect for him because there are a lot of voices going on in his head. Yeah, but still, why would they play that? Like, unless whoever's in charge of the music is like, doing it on purpose to fuck with him. Okay, I'm trying to read this guy's sweatshirt. His little hoodie is blocking the top part. But it says something about really upsets a lot of people. I think. I don't know. It's supposed to be an acronym. maybe for Trump. Trump 2024. Anyhow, MJ Daniel, when I was in high school, my uncle had a, I think, 1964 Lincoln Continental convertible with suicide doors. Yeah, I remember those. I think I had an uncle when I was in high school. Are we related? I think I had an uncle when I was in high school that had a Lincoln Continental with suicide doors. Uncle Gene. Was his name Gene? I had Uncle Gene. I think had a Lincoln Continental with suicide doors, and that was probably when I was in high school. MJ Daniel, I started watching the NHL when Seattle got a team, and it is kind of fun. I definitely want to go to a game if I ever had enough money. MJ Daniel, never the old AFC West teams will always be rivals. Josh Daniels had a phone call. Did I miss anything fun? Not really. Aaron West got to feed the dogs, pack up. Yeah, and I should be ending the show here pretty quick. It's 2 p.m. Should get going. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate you guys for hanging out for the last couple hours. DPD says now they are playing the song from Ghost Unchained Medley. And it's funny. You think that song reminds you of Ghost, and I remember that song like even way before that movie. You know, Righteous Brothers, right? Oh, now it's Guns N' Roses. Anyhow, Mad Max says TJ got naked and jumped up and down for all the girls and promised some Vegas dancing girls for the guy that. Yeah, you missed that, Josh. You missed it. Ruben Michaels, my friend, had a nice 1940 Ford with suicide doors. Barbara Nicholas, are you working today? I don't know, Mark. I'm not sure, Barbara. I've got a bunch of stuff I got to do, so I might not. I've got a bunch of paperwork I need to get together. I'm applying. I've been applying for SNAP. I'm supposed to go talk to somebody, and I need to. They want all this shit. I have to get together, so I might be doing that instead today. I'm finally doing it, guys. You guys have been saying I should get on Snap, so I applied for it. I have to go make copies, or I have to find stuff, and they want proof of this and that and the other. Anyhow, thanks for being here. The next scheduled live stream will be Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm gonna try to remember to start doing my the clip gathering and editing and all that. I'm going to try to do that an hour earlier than usual, so that I'm not an hour late getting the show started. So we are. Yeah, September Rain. That's when it was Guns N' Roses. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. So the next regularly scheduled show will be Thursday at 11 a.m. I'll see you guys then. Until then, guys, hang tight. I think I am going to make a clips video probably every day though, because I do enjoy doing that, and I think it's just a good way of sort of marking the day of what's going on or what's been going on. Because usually the clips are from like the day previous, whatever. But I think it is a kind of a good snapshot of what's going on in the world, or at least in the United States. So I think I'll probably do a clips video every day, but the next scheduled live stream will be on Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I'll see you then. And oh yeah, November rain, not September rain. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and then so that's about it. So thanks guys for being here. I do appreciate you very, very much. Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, don't just quit just in the show without allowing me to also let everyone know how much I appreciate everyone. I know everyone thinks, oh, Tough Cookie, he's kind of a hard ass. He's mean. He says mean stuff, and he comes in, he cusses, and he swears, and he's just the bad guy and all that kind of shit. Well, all I want to say is I also appreciate you guys, okay? Just know that, all right? And thank you guys for being here, all right? Look, it's nice. It's nice, Tough Cookie today. Count your blessings. I came in nice today. I'm being nice. All right. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that was the thing. Thanks, Tough Cookie. A rare, the nice side. You guys saw a rare thing there. But yeah, I also want to thank you guys very much for being here. From the bottom of my heart. There's my heart right there. It's purple and red, white and red. Thanks, guys, for being here. And we'll see you guys on the next one. And just remember, everybody, just hang in there, man. You know, we just got to hang in there. This too shall pass. Make sure we vote in November. Vote blue. All up and down that damn ballot. No more Republicans, please. Let's turn red to purple, purple to blue. All right? Let's not forget that little message. All right, guys. We'll see you on Thursday. I think House Sparks coming on today at 3? He's coming on pretty soon. So maybe because I'm always in the chat room. Paul, the Purple Bird guy, I'm in there. So maybe you'll see me in there. I don't know. All right. Take care. Thanks, Paul, the Purple Beard guy. I didn't know that Paul was lurking in the House Sparks chat room. Who knew? See, you learn something new every day. All right, guys, time's for you to get your pad and pencils and paper out. And time for the words of wisdom. All right, so you guys ready to get this down? Okay, so guys, just remember, you ready? You guys got your pen, right? You got your pen? You got your pad? Write this down. Today's words of wisdom are as follows.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes. Might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes. But if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid, but doing this to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've got it all. Sharing my views, no matter how big or small. Talking about food, the movies and bugs. Shining a light on all the social issues. No shrugs, I've driven through the desert, see the city so bright. But now I'm living in a different kind of fight. From my apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. My apartment in Las Vegas, I hold the key, exploring the world through my live stream for free. So you want to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love. It's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt. It's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road. That's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road. Just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret. It'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life. Everybody wants a piece of paradise. would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.